Okay, so that's your view, Anditi. All right. Imagine I take the example of Jesus. Do you need him to come back to explain how it felt to be crucified?
That's a tough one. I know it's impossible.
Yet for 20 years, we are all learning from stories that were told. And people then apply their common sense and look at the verse, the chapter. But not very many people have asked Jesus to come back and explain what is obvious, that the mine has died, jobs have been lost, incomes have evaporated. What was a thriving city is a dead city. What was Rhodesia's promise is Zimbabwe ruined. Shual and I calling, you can't take pictures of cry my beloved Shabani or my beloved Shavani.
Yeah.
And call the people in government to say, guys, I want to know what you know and what you knew so that I can become a better person. How do you go to a victim and say, explain how you were victimized? Huh?
Yeah, I understand. I can't track some of what you are raising.
Yeah.
I respect where you're coming from and some of the strong notions that you have with regards to this particular issue.
Because the people then say Mawere is trying to use people. He is trying to use people of Shavani to have a regime change only to his benefit. Huh?
Yeah.
Or Jesus will come back and say, he is now fighting. He is now trying to revenge.
Okay, then can I ask you something, Mawere?
Yeah.
I'll put you in my position or in our position or in our shoes. Journalists at the same time, you're operating in a community where this issue is a topical issue. It is now more topical. The community and the audience that you serve hardly sleeps because of this particular matter. What would you do?
You would say, yesterday, I'm a storyteller. Yesterday, I called Mr. Mawere and I managed to speak to him, which is a proof of life. So he was alive today to speak to me. And he told me something I didn't know, that a journey starts at zero in the mind. And he asked me to start digging deeper into the mind. That was so creative that they came up with these terms: Reconstruction of State Indebted Insolvent Companies Act. Until I spoke to him, I didn't know that in order to create joblessness and to kill incomes, public power was used, not private power, to create this idea. This is not a competitor who is trying to build a better business model. This is somebody who says, I got the power to write the law, and I will write the law in my favor, not in the favor of public interest. So naturally, as Colin, I said, let me inquire into this wedding. What is reconstruction? It's a coup d'etat. In order to effect a regime change at SMM, I had to weaponize criminality and use criminality or fraud as a basis to justify what I want to do. Then I said, oh, Mawere, I know Mawere is not a shareholder of SMM. So I have to target the company and allege that it was indebted to the government, and people who understand it, because already people of Zimbabwe are superstitious. Even at the mind, they always think that Mawere, on his own, he doesn't have the capacity to buy the mine. So people are minimalist. They compare anyone with themselves. And they said, how did Mawere acquire this? How did Mawere fall in love with a pretty woman? Yeah? Which doctor, which Nganga did he go to? So I know the public of Zimbabwe is gullible. So if I say Mawere externalized money, then everybody will believe it, because already they are suspicious of Mawere. So behind Mawere, there are a lot of guys, including the president of the republic. So those are the people who made Mawere. So Koli, you don't know what you're talking about. Mawere ngaakutaura kuti akatenga mugodi sei before we start associating with the makuwa ake. Yeah? So we say for him to be there, he was indebted. He used public funds. And when you use public funds, then anything goes, because we are acting in the name of the public. So any method that was used was necessary, but the real culprit is somebody who uses public funds. And then becomes indebted. So he never paid anything for it. So that's why you have indebted, state indebted, to justify the actions that were intended. Then they knew that even if Mawere owed money to any state organ, it will not be sufficient, because that can be tested in law. Then they removed access to courts, where the minister could actually issue a reconstruction order, not the courts. This is not judicial management, where judges are involved and you have a right to also oppose and defend yourself. Then insolvent, they said, if we go to court, we may be asked, how did you determine insolvent? Insolvent. You can't determine pregnancy in your own mind. You must subject it to a test. But these guys don't want to subject anything to the test, because they know what they are doing is not permissible in terms of the law. This is what I heard yesterday. And while I was talking to Mr. Mawere, Mkoa Masimba then appeared. And since I come from here, I want to have a conversation with Mkoa Masimba without Mawere. Because I don't want a victim to start defending himself. After 16 years of people being thrown Mawere. So this is the, I don't need Mawere. Because history itself is more violent, more vocal, you know that. Now, Colin, do you know history itself does not require my voice to speak for itself?
I hear you about I'm happy that it's not the first time that we've raised this engagement. But from this discussion, I think you've given me quite a number of pointers that I can then probably use. Simba, I also want to hear your take. I think I'm aware.
Yeah, but yeah, I wanted to know if you are like, are you able to get data so that we can discuss this call on Facebook on my book?
It's okay. I think I organize maybe for tomorrow and then we talk.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna send you a WhatsApp message. Then we can organize the show.
Alright, it's okay.
Sounds good.
Then also you may call Wanachinema the union because they depend on membership of the people who are being dispossessed of houses after 16 years. Now they have to find money they don't have to buy what they thought was their pension.
Maybe before you go, I don't know. I think there's some memes that I saw where I think it's 2004 or 2002, I can't remember, where you agreed that the workers will take 20% shareholding of the company.
No, it was not minutes. It was 1996 when I acquired. I said, once we pay the mortgage and it's free, then I would give 20% of the shares in the company to employees. Then little did I know that inflation would then creep in. And you know, asbestos, 95% of the output is exported. When you bring the money, it's exchanged at the official exchange rate. And you can't even pay workers with mashisha. And then, because you are not a gold miner where the export doesn't fit in a truck or train. So when you export asbestos, you have to take it to a port. And because the railway is not working, you have to truck it. And when you truck it, it means you are spreading 30 tonner into several trucks. And when you arrive in South Africa, you need storage to store the product. That's days. In Zimbabwe, they record that you have exported, but the product is waiting for a ship in South Africa, in a warehouse. And then for a pedestrian, they think asbestos. So you have to diversify to start producing Zim income. That's why we ended up with Zim Re, CFA, Schweppes, all these other companies, First Bank, so that we are not reliant on exports, because when you are an exporter, you are penalized. The government thinks they own the exports and the proceeds therefrom. So they go and cut deals with Afrexim Bank, PTA Bank, African Development Bank, or whatever they do. And they pledge your own exports, your sweat. And these are administrators in government. Do you understand, Colin?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. So when they are in government, they don't think that exchange rate is somebody's value. They say go to the auction, and the money that you get in Zim dollars, when you want to convert it to buy equipment, to buy fuel, you can't. You have to cough up more money. Then they treat you as somebody who has been granted a favor. Imagine you export your own value. You get Forex. Somebody says it's a favor to get your money. But when you are producing the goods to sell, they don't come to produce as well. They only come at the farm gate to have after harvest to say this is mine. If you take another route and create another gate to escape from this tyranny, which you call commercial tyranny, they will arrest you. Because they are the gatekeepers. Who made them good gatekeepers? It's Colin. How did Colin make him the good gatekeeper? Because Colin is blind. Colin is illiterate. The people of Shawana are illiterate. They can be bamboozled. They can be misled. And you hear even those who want to unseat ZANU-PF, do they even talk about these things?
No, they don't.
They would rather say Mawere was a stooge, he's a yesterday's Tagwirei. Agatiza is a fugitive, he ran away from us. So if you go and ask at the mine, just as an exercise, call it tomorrow, did you ever see Mawere live here at Shawana? What would they tell you?
From the bits and pieces that I've gathered about the impressions that the workers have about you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked that most of them, all they talk about is good times, good life that they lived in command.
No, I'm saying if you ask them, did he ever live with you in the good times?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what those are the memories.
No, I'm saying physically. Have you ever seen that house?
Yeah.
Where I stayed?
Yes.
Which house is that? Then go and take a picture of that. That's a tourist. If I live with you, I'm with you. Yeah. There is a dispute yekuti Mawere akatiza, saka you are trying to find which house he ran away from. So you call it In Search of Mawere's House.
All right, I will do that.
Yeah.
I'll give you the results.
No, you don't have to give me the results, because if it was there, you would know it. If I ask you, Jesus, would you want to go and search it?
Yes, I would.
What for? Because people will be there. It's a pilgrimage.
All right, so okay, I'll just let this one pass.
Yeah?
I'll just let this one pass.
No, I'm just saying his common sense would dictate that there is a place. There's a GPS. You can't let it pass. Because if you let it pass, more things will pass, because you're not becoming diligent on the small things. Because history doesn't lie. And people will say when you are driving, Sean, it's a small place. They'll tell you, by my way. Huh? Jana ugarapo. So, Colin, you can never lie about your past. What we want to do is imagine they will tender and say, apa. No, apa, ndakauraya ndikamuvika. Huh? So I'm saying
I hear you, unfortunately.
Okay, so those are the conversations that we are not having, Colin.
Yeah, candid conversations, I agree 100%.
Yeah. So if you say, I want to search with Mkoa Masimba, the first thing is Shawani, we put an X. No, it was not Shawani. Then we ask someone in Mashawa. Then tabva kutenda kuHarare. Toenda kuBulawayo. Until we find where Mawere ran away from. How can people in government create a false impression that a person ran away? Wouldn't you want to establish that, Nikoli? So, and you have a video you can take. Hello?
Yep.
So I leave it to you, but to me, there are small things that need to be checked. And that's all we can do. I think it's run out of data.
Maybe network gap.
Zimbabwe data inokunza kutopera.
Yeah, I'm gonna WhatsApp him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the problem we face.
Yeah. So, Mr. Mawere, I wanted to answer your question. Remember yesterday you asked how do I multiply versus how do we multiply?
Yeah.
So I got started as a friend, now a girlfriend. She's also writing a book. We are not doing our shows together. So that's how we multiply, as I'm answering the question. How do we multiply?
When you multiply, look like a fisherman and cast your net wider than one person.
Yes.
So when you are saying there is a need to multiply, and there's an agency of multiplication. And why do you need to multiply? You need to multiply because it's more efficient. It makes your life easier than you can't be on air every day, every time. So you need to multiply. And who do we multiply with? So Mbai called me earlier, and she was talking about mentorship 100. Because now Mbai, every time you want to talk to me, one-on-one, if you just shared what you are doing, the need, what you have learned from me, is that not enough? Yeah? Is that not enough?
Yep, that's enough.
Yeah. Like mentorship, yeah, Divine, I was with him, with Divine, and to me a message. I kindly ask you to delete your video regarding me, remove me. Then I told him, kindly address me through your lawyers. Am I at war with you? You are at war with me. Have you asked her to remove your video under your instructions calling me a gay? I have no control on what she does on social media. I'm worried about your video and your voice on it. I have no need to take you to court. I do not know what to do yet about all this. I considered and was proud to call you a friend. I was all very wrong. You sent her, and now you're saying that you don't control her when she says she's acting on your instructions. Then he says you are making assumptions. Do you understand? So according to Divine, I control you, and he doesn't control his lawyer. I must deal with this lawyer because she's working on her own. So if you listen to Rumbi's video, did she mention Divine?
Yes, she did.
Yeah. And yet Divine says, I have nothing to do with her.
She mentioned Divine as a client.
As a client. But now Divine says, so what do we learn from there? Divine thinks I control you and Chipo.
Yep.
And Rumbi likes him so much that she will just do anything, anyway. So I was saying to him, why can't you learn from that? And have a mentorship on that.
Which Mbai put me in the picture, Mr. Boy?
Mbai Chuswarugu, UK.
Okay.
She has been on the show with you. And the Chipo as well.
I remember now. I remember. Yep, I remember them. Yep, I remember now.
Yeah. So why have you not multiplied with her? Because she calls me.
She just disappeared, Mr. Boy.
No, if you are looking for someone, they don't disappear, they appear. If you can find me, surely why can't you find it?
Okay.
To say, let's build this temple, this tent that is inclusive, and we all learn and we learn through lived examples, including the one that you say you are multiplying. That, guys, let's multiply, let's reason together. Let's try to understand the mind that would cause Divine to tweet, and he doesn't remove his tweet, but he wants me to pull down.
You to tell me to remove his video.
That's right.
Are you getting it? He wants you to tell me to remove his videos, but he has got my number. I told him, let's talk. He's saying just remove my video. Then I'm saying, no, even talking about you asking me to remove the video, that's a show on its own.
But he
can build up a shared understanding.
You remember we tried to bring him on the show, and to say, can you talk? Right now we're spoken to Colin. Did he refuse to come on your show?
No, he did not refuse.
Yeah. But Divine is saying, Mawere.
Can you please send me a WhatsApp number? I call him somewhere. I'm trying to steal it here by group call. Let's see. I'll steal it from the group call. I'll try to get it from the group call.
Yeah, you have it on the group call anyway.
Then Mr. Moiri, one more thing. I want to be back on the system. Yes, StreamYard. I've lost access.
What is your login details? You can send me the login details.
For my Facebook or what?
Facebook, yeah. The one that you want to post.
Okay, okay, I'll do that. That's an Abkoba Basipa. I'll say do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And somebody in the UK will send a mail. Hey, can I please have a link to On Radio Station? And you know what On a radio station for 500 Rand means? It's $30. You know what that WhatsApp group is all about?
Okay.
That if you take a group, let's say we have different pages. We have different pages, you and me. And when we have different pages, we can actually share a platform. It's our platform. And we're just using that platform for 5 minutes, 5 minutes. You know how long 5 minutes is for someone who has nothing to say?
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So we can just broadcast. If you are selling something, you can then sell, because you now have a shared platform. And if we are 6,000, we now own our radio station, because we can employ people there.
Yes.
And we can have an annual. But if we are 10 people, each one paying 500, then it's not viable. Do you see the?
Yep, I got the logic there.
Yeah.
The reasoning. Yep.
Or send code again. Did you get a confirmation code?
Let me check my phone. Just a second. I was just reading your conversation with Terry. Terry is now becoming emotional now.
You went through it?
Yeah, I went through it, yep. Okay. Mr. Mawiri, there's the code here. 117.
Oh, just hold on.
334.
Just hold on. 11.
Let me send it to you to make it easy.
Okay.
7.
Yeah.
33.
Yeah.
4.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yep. Are you in?
Yeah, submit. Yeah.
That's good.
Now I'm in. Let me just check on StreamYard. Destinations. Add destination. Is it Facebook page or profile?
Facebook page.
Is it a page or?
It's just a normal page, personal page.
So that's Facebook profile identity. It's not a page.
It's a profile, not a page.
Let me just check. Choose your profile to connect. Destination. Okay, add destination. Connect to StreamYard. Facebook. Choose the profile you would like to connect. It looks like. Oh, okay. Let me get to your. Oh, okay. So let's see. So it's Mukoma Masimba.
Yes.
So I need to add you as. Yeah. Okay. Can you check on your star on
Yes.
your? Huh?
What do you need from us?
Yeah, just check whether I've sent you.
Okay, yep, I got the request. Yep, let me accept it.
All right.
Who is it now?
So isn't that a page?
It's just a normal Facebook account, Mr. Murray.
Huh? So
just a normal Facebook account.
you need to, have you added me as a friend?
I'm just I saw the request. I'm looking for it now. Okay. Then while I started doing that, I got a phone call yesterday about similar calls they're coming. Vana, you're now talking to Mawiri. Mawiri is rich.
Yeah.
Mawiri is very rich, Vana. that saka urichi wake kana ari rich indopinda papi papa. Yeah.
Okay, have you edited?
Yeah,
you have edited?
Yep, I've accepted. Yep.
All right, so let's go to StreamYard. No. Is it a page or what?
Just a normal account. It can go join Facebook. Join just a page, normal account page, normal personal page. Not a page like a page, no, just account, personal account.
Can you add me as admin?
No, this is not a page. This is my account, Mr. Magri.
Yeah, you can't
so,
add me on your profile.
Yep. No, I can't. I can only accept your request as a friend. We have just become friends. That's all I've done. We are not friends. If you check, we are not friends.
We are not friends. I thought you added on the.
We are not friends.
No, let's say it's not the same page. It's the MD Mawere. Just go to MD Mawere. Mutuma D Mawere.
Yep, I accepted. We are not friends.
No, not on. On which one?
Mutuma MD Mawere. Let me check it.
No, yeah. This one.
Let me just check. Mutuma MD Mawere. Yep, I got it. Mutuma MD Mawere. You send me a request. I accepted.
No, you didn't. How many? Which on that profile page? Who is there?
Let me just check. Mutuma D Mawere. Mutuma D Mawere, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Where I have two people.
We put two people. No, this one only three people.
Which one? Yeah,
the mid wearing a blue suit and a red tie.
That's me, yeah. That's the one.
Yep.
Did you add as a friend? Okay. Because I'm so already.
Yep.
I may be 5,000.
Yep, we are friends now.
Yeah.
We are friends now. Yep, I got him. Yep, I'm your friend now.
All right.
I'm not your friend. Okay, I'll send you this screenshot.
No.
Okay, I'm your friend. It's confirmed. I'm your friend. So Ziva, that's your totem. Is that your name again?
Yeah, that's my.
Just a totem.
Yeah. That's my middle name. There's
also
again.
Mutumwa.
Yeah.
So the name Mutumwa, when you give it by grandmother, usually these are grandmother's names. Mutumwa.
Yeah.
So as Mama to me, we have to Dimbuya. What's the meaning of the name?
No, it was
the grandmother side.
No, it was another Mutumwa in the family dynasty.
Okay, beautiful name.
It's there's nothing there. I still can't get it. Yeah.
Well, if you check, I said before, we are already friends now.
Okay. Let me just check with the Wildfire because I don't seem to.
And you can also tell if you can also ask him to give me his number because I've got a new WhatsApp, I've got a new phone, so I lost all my numbers. I can get his number, then I can talk to him.
All right, let me show that I can pick up.
Yeah.
Because I can't get the page for some reason. Hello? Yes, sir. How's it? Mkwama Simba lost the page, but we're trying to get him on StreamYard.
Which page?
His page. What does he have to do? Does he have to add me as a friend?
Yeah, he has to add you as a friend.
Yeah.
And then, the simple way is he gives you his login details, and then you log into his Facebook page, and then edit on StreamYard.
Oh, I tried that. So what do? I go to Facebook. I log out on my page.
Yes, and then you log into his.
Okay, so I come. Yeah. Let me just check. Let me just check. So I come and log out.
Hi, Stan, how are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you've logged onto his.
No. Let me log out on my own. On my yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's his.
And then you go to StreamYard.
Or first so I have to log out everywhere where I am. Okay, let's see. Oh, it says password.
No, you don't need to log. Yeah, you can put it there.
How about this? What if you do it with me, then you teach me so that I can do it myself? How's that?
Yeah, it's fine. But for now, I mean, Mr. M is the one that's logged on to StreamYard, right?
That's fine. Then tomorrow, I want you to teach me. You know, because Ndali I've got a girlfriend now, so I want to add it too.
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, so oh yeah, no, because I had not logged. What is your login details?
Mr. M, I gave you, check your message on your WhatsApp.
Okay, was not valid.
Yeah.
No. Let me just. Okay, log, not you. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. It logs in as me.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, you have to log in a new account when you put my phone number.
So I start again.
Yeah, log out. So if I log in, then choose option of add another account.
Okay. Add okay.
Our things.
So let's see. Copy. Let me just check. No, it says hello. I'm still not able to log in. Yeah?
What is it saying?
The password that you have entered is incorrect, forgotten password. But it said
maybe he needs to give you his new password if he changed it.
Did you change the password?
No, it's not here.
Oh, it's not here. So
yeah.
If are you connected on your side?
Not at the moment.
Oh,
but yeah, okay. Let me try and log on to StreamYard, and then you send me the key, the code.
All right.
All right.